Hello, hello. Happy Sunday, everyone. If you're tuning in for the very first time, my name is Kim Dent. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I've been a demonstrator for 23 years. I live in Maryland Heights, Missouri, and I love teaching stampers and crafters how to make quick and easy and adorable greeting cards. If you found me on my YouTube channel, Stamping with Kim Dent, please say hello. I follow all the comments. If you would be so kind to like and then subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you know when I upload a new video. So for everyone who's watching live tonight on Facebook or also on the replay, please say hi so I know that you're watching tonight. Hello, hello everyone. I have such a sweet little card, a Christmas card. Can you believe it? It's September 1st. And I am definitely in the mood to make Christmas cards. So the card that I'm going to make for you tonight is a fun fold card using the bundle Snowy Wonder, and it has adorable DSP. Before I turn my camera around and start demonstrating the card for you, I want to remind all of you that if you don't have our brand new September through December mini catalog, that looks like this. Please, if you would like to have one and you don't have a demonstrator, please contact me and I'm more than happy to either pop one in the mail to you, or if you live close by, if you want to run by. I work at Zion Lutheran Church. I'm the church secretary, and it's on Dorset Road right off of 270. If you'd like to run by and pick one of these up. This sweet catalog begins this Wednesday. It goes live on Wednesday and goes all the way through, it's called the September through December, but I actually think it goes through, let's see, it's January 6th. Why do they call it September through December? Anyway, if you want one of these, let me know. I'm more than happy to get one into your hands. All right, and I'm very excited. This is filled with a whole bunch of Stampin' goodness. If you can't already tell, I love this catalog. I love our annual catalog, but our mini catalog that has the Christmas, so good. Stampin' Up! Is so good. And anyway, so you'll see the card that I make tonight is just adorable. So let me sync my laptop. Hello, everyone. I see your names going past. Say hello. Let's see, here we go. Say hello. Let's see. There we go. I think we're all, hello, Miss Gail. Hi, Lynn. Oh, hi, Mary. Hi, Sandy. Hello, Linda. Thanks for tuning in. Who did I miss? Vicki is watching from Wisconsin. Hello, Carol. And Brenda and Jill and Miss Mary. Thanks, everyone, for watching tonight. Well, I know some of you have started making Christmas cards. If you have, please leave a comment and let me know what you're stamping with, what stamp sets, if they're Stampin' Up! Or they're not Stampin' Up!. I'm just curious to find out. And while you're doing that, I'm going to turn my phone around. Did I see Patty go by? Hello, Patty. Hello, Miss Joyce. Okay, here we go. If you're placing an order this week and like you've waited on counting down the days to order from that September through December catalog, there's my website if you would like to place your order online. If your order is $149.99 or less, please use this code. That's my host code, and that helps me out a lot. If your order is a $150, $150 or more, do not use that code because I want you to receive the Stampin' Rewards. All right, are you ready? This is called an Interlocking Circle card, and you'll see why it's called that. Give a little press right there. Hello, April. And then it opens like this. And this is a really easy card to make. The dies that I used, the circle dies right here, this one, and this one, and this one are stylish shapes, and they are a staple. They have, I'll show you, they have circles and squares, and then I love these banners. So I'm going to show you the kit. Let me bring that down so you can see it a little bit better. Isn't it stinking cute? The kit is really easy because it's not very many pieces. We're going to use a piece of Pool Party. This is, let me put it like that, 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4, and I already did the scoring for you. Then we need a piece of basic white, and this is 5 1/4 by 8, and I will score it. I've got my scoreboard here at 4 6. We need a piece of snowy, this is called Snowy Scenes DSP. It's 4 inches by 5 1/4. You need 2 pieces of, this is Snowy Days. This is 1 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then you need a piece of Garden Green. This is for that banner, 1 1/4 by 3. And then, let's see, this piece is done with the Snowy Scenes DSP. I'm going to show you the DSP before I get started, just because it's so cute. All right, here's the piece that I used to cut out the focal point on my card, this piece right here. There's one pattern. Look at the flip side. I love plaid. Do you all love plaid? I love plaid. And then this one, traditional Christmas colors, that's Garden Green and Real Red, but it looks like it's got a little bit of Petal Pink or Blushing Bride in there, that center stripe. Look at, I love this one. Oh my goodness. Is that not adorable? The holly and the berries. This is Snow Globes, and oh, I was practicing this earlier. Cloche. These are cloches, bell-shaped. They're like snow globes, only they're bell-shaped. Cloche, I think, or cloche. Cloches. Correct me if you guys know. Look at this. How cute they would be if you want to cut them out. And then the flip side, I use this. These snowflakes are in Pool Party and Garden Green. And then the large piece, aren't they adorable? And we have dies that will cut them out. I will show you the die set. And then the flip side, there's some more snowflakes. I think that's Petal Pink. I'm not positive. And then this piece, the penguins. Do we have any penguin lovers? Aren't they adorable? And then on the flip, now here we go. You know, people are like, you always love Stampin' Up. I do love, I wouldn't be in this. I've been doing it for, gosh, 25 years. But sometimes Stampin' Up, this color of these stinking cute little trees are pumpkin pie. They're pumpkin pie, and I don't understand. I don't understand. So every once in a while, they throw things in, and I'm like, this is adorable. I don't get this. But I'm sure somebody will make wonderful use of it. But yeah, those little trees are so cute, but they're the pumpkin pie. I don't get it. This is a sweet scene. Look at all the little houses, like a little town. And then I love, love, love the candy canes. So I wanted you to see the DSP. I also want you to see the stamp set is called Snowy Wonder. And there you can see, we got to have snowmen, don't we, for Christmas? And penguins. I have a cousin that loves penguins. They're this little town, or little house, little cabin. This looks like a mountain peak. The holly and the bear. Look, it's just filled with goodness. The trees. There's a big mountain. Little snow. And then the 3 words. I love this snowflake. I love snowflakes, but aren't they pretty? And then the tiny little present, a candy cane, the hat for the snowman. So good. And then for the dies on the inside, this right here, I've been playing, I'll show you. That's a little mask that I used. So there's the cloche to make the bell-shaped snow globe, mountain, snowflakes, tree. There's the traditional snow globe shape. That's for that house, the penguin. I love teeny little dies. Look at them. Berries, the hat, teeny little tree, a little mountain, and this is the bottom of the snow globe and the snowman. So anyway, this is a great set if you love snowmen, if you love whimsical Christmas cards, if you like making winter cards. And then I'm always this. I love this, Happy New Year. We don't get too many Happy New Years in our stamp set, so I was glad to see that this is here. I have a friend who does not send out Christmas cards because she said it's always so crazy. She sends out Happy New Year cards. So for my friend, I hope she's watching, Happy New Year, Snowy Wonder. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make this sweet little card. It's very easy. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our pool party, and I already did the scoring on this. Let me bring in my bone folder, and I'm going to fold it in half. Give it a good crisp crease. And then I'm going to bring in my Snowy Scenes DSP. So cute. And I'm going to use the snowflake side. Now, when you're making this card, the one thing that you want to be careful of is when we are adhering this to the front of the card, we've got to make sure that, let me pull this down a little bit. Sorry for the wiggle. On the top and the bottom, you can put your adhesive wherever you want. So I'm taking my Stampin' Seal. It's on the sides that I want you to be careful. So you've got to go right along the edge because we're using that great big 3-inch circle die from Stylish Shapes. And we want to keep the adhesive away from when we're cutting out the circle die. So here we go. I'm going to still center that just like I normally would. Let's see. And then I'm going to bring in my 3-inch circle die. This is from Stylish Shapes. It's a great die set. Stylish Shapes. And let's give you a quick peek of this. I use these all the time. So that's I have actually 2 sets of it. That's a 3-inch. And then we've got I guess it's a 2-inch. There's my banner dies. And then the squares. So this is a staple. If you love making cards or scrapbooking, get yourself some Stylish Shapes. All right, so I'm going to take my, I'm going to bring in my little green tape from scrapbooking.com it is, and I'm going to place it in the position that I wanted to when I cut it out, and I'm going to tape it down. And then I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I don't do this very often, but I thought it just would be easier if you all saw me cut it, especially if you're thinking about making this card. Let me pull this up a little bit. Oh, let go. There we go. All right. So I've got my #1 platform. And I've got my #2 shim. And then you never cut. This is not mine. Do you see the cut marks? All right, this came from my, it is mine. It is mine, but it's been used at class. Do you see this? You never want to cut directly onto your shim. You always have a plate on top of it, okay? So this is a #3. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to position my card so that I only need to cut the front portion of it. And what I mean by that is I'm going to try not to run it all the way through. I just need to cut this out. So I'm going to position that right there, put my #3 plate on top of it, And we're going to cut it out. I'm going to try not to wiggle too much. Oh, I got to push it over. Oh, sorry, girls. I just don't have a lot of space. Here we go. I just thought it would be helpful if you saw me do this, so that you see that I'm going through both layers. I'm just going to back that up. All right. So now I've cut through and I've got this piece of DSP. I'm going to set that to the side because I can use that later. Isn't it so cute? On another project. I'm going to take my die off. And I've got my pool party circle, which we're going to use. And then I've got my hole cut in the center. Does that make sense to everybody? And my comments are frozen. I can see that I'm still recording, but it looks like my comments are frozen, girls. So keep commenting and maybe it'll kick in. Facebook is not playing nice tonight. So if you don't understand or if you have a question, just put it in the comments and I'm sure one of my girls will be happy to answer for you. Or I'll catch up with you after I'm done, or maybe when it kicks in. Sometimes there's like a delay. Okay, the other thing that I need to cut out is I took a piece of the DSP, the Snowy Scenes DSP, and I want to show you where I took the, I think this is a 2-inch circle. Let me measure it. It's the next size down. Oh, it looks like it's about a 2, like a 2.5 maybe. Yeah, about a 2.5-inch circle. So because the way the DSP is laid out, I just laid this and positioned it where I want it to. And then I think you can see I just traced lightly with a pencil. And because you want to try to save when you're doing cards like this, you want to save as much of it as you can. So I was really careful about how I positioned it and got the snowman in the position that I wanted it to. So this is how I did it. I traced, cut it, and then cut it out. And now I'm going to cut it out with the 2.5-inch circle die from Stylish Shapes. All right, now we're done cutting. Okay, let me set this down on the ground so it's out of the way. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our basic white piece. This is 5 1/4 by 8, and now I'm going to bring in my scoreboard and we're going to score it at 4 and 6. So when you score, you always want to push the corner of the cardstock up into the corner. Let me get my little Post-it notes away. And right here is my 4-inch, and then there's my 6. Let's see. Okay, let me move this out of the way. And I'm going to bring in my bone folder again, and I'm going to show you how you fold it. So you're just going to fold it in half, and then fold this piece back on itself. All right. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do before I put my DSP, glue my DSP down on it, I'm going to bring in my Garden Green stamp pad. I think I can lower this down now. There you go. And I have a brand new stamp set I was excited to use. This is called Peaceful Season. And this is, oops, look at the dimensionals are all over. Peaceful Season. This, if you need words, this is such a great set. This is Peaceful Season. It's got an amazing die set. Today I just wanted some Christmas words to go on the inside of my card. So look at all of them. There's also a great die that cuts this out. But such a good stamp set, Peaceful Season. And the stamp that I'm going to use is, it says, thinking of you with warm feelings and a wish for all the merriest. I thought that was sweet. So I'm going to ink it up, Garden Green. And the reason I chose that, you're like, Kim, why would you choose Garden Green? It's because it coordinates with the DSP on the front. Even though it's Pool Party, it also has a smidge of Garden Green, and I also use that for the banner. And now I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to bring in Pool Party. And I have these teeny little stamps. So cute little snowflake. We're just going to add a couple of these. A couple little snowflakes. I think I'm going to do one. Let's see, one over here. I love little stamps. Isn't that cute? Okay, now we can close this up. So now I'm going to show you how we're going to take, and I thought these were cute. They're kind of, when I decided a pattern, see, I don't know, because the focal point is the snowman, I kind of wanted, I could have gone with snowflakes. I didn't really I wanted to stay with the color scheme, so then I just decided to go with a couple little snowmen, even though there's only partial on there, but I thought it turned out okay. So these are 1 7/8 by 5 1/8, and they just fit right inside. Let's see, let's do this one here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to bring back our card base. So this is the part of the piece that makes it part of the interlocking part. I'm going to add my adhesive on the back of this and a little bit of extra Stampin' Seal because it is a moving card. And then I'm going to center it. Get it straight, Kim. There we go. All right. Now all we have to do is we're going to bring in dimensionals, and for this I decided I was going to put, instead of putting the dimensionals on the back of my 3-inch circle, I'm going to put them directly onto this piece while it's closed. I think I used 5 or 6. Let's see, one more. Oh, pull that right off. Well, I'll set that to the side. All right, now pop off the backs. Well, Kim. And then I'm going to lay my Pool Party piece right on top of that while it's closed. And then I'm going to bring in my little piece of DSP, and he gets glued down directly on top of it. Now on my sample, you can see I cut out a tree. Maybe I'll do that. Do I have an extra little? Oh, I did. Right here. There's a piece of the DSP. So hang on, if you get this pack, just hang on to all those little scraps because you can just jazz up that card. So cute. Oh, here's a tip for new stampers. You'll see when I'm cutting, I'm not moving my scissors very much. I'm using the DSP or the scrapbook paper. It's kind of hard because I'm kind of looking around the camera. But a way to get a nice, easy, smooth cut is you spin the paper, the cardstock, or the DSP, or the image. You spin it and or move it instead of moving your scissors, and it kind of gets a smoother. Gives you a smoother cut, I guess. Learned that a long time ago. All right, let's pop this up. Give it a little dimension. And then now all we need to do is we're going to bring in, I already cut out my garden green banner. And I'm going to emboss for you. So there it is. And we're going to use, again, the peaceful, no, I'm sorry. We're going to use Snowy Wonder because it's got the Let It Snow. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my little embossing kit. And the first thing, the biggest tip that I can give you girls is when you're embossing, this is your secret weapon. You're, especially in humid areas like St. Louis, this helps the embossing powder not stick where it's not supposed to. Does that make sense? So now I'm going to bring in, let's see, where's my Let It Snow? Here's my Let It Snow stamp, and I'm going to bring in Versamark. And if you've never embossed before, this is like the glue that, it's a watermark stamp, but this is also what we use to keep the embossing powder on before we melt it with the heat tool. I'll show you what that means. We're just going to take it and ink it up, and then I'm going to stamp on it as best I can in the center. The other thing that I want you to know is when you're embossing, when you're heat embossing, let's say I wanted to make 10 of these cards. I can't stamp this 10 times and then walk away and then have it come back. This dries out. Versamark dries. So when you're embossing, you might be able to do like 1 or 2, stamp it, and then dip your powder onto it. But you can't do a whole bunch. Now this is, I'm excited to, I just ordered this week. Stampin' Up! No longer carries this brand of Stampin' Up! Embossing powder. We now carry an embossing powder called Wow, and I just ordered mine yesterday, so you'll be seeing more of that. It comes in, I think, basic colors and then also in metallics. That looks like I got it a little off center, but I'm going to go with it because we're going to put some snowflakes around it. This little tool right here, this is used if I did have any straggling little, there you can kind of see a little piece of embossing powder. I can take this little brush and flick it off, and then I'm going to move this out of the way. You never, when you start up with the heat tool, you never want to have that embossing powder close by. You'll ask me how I know this. This is our heat tool. I've had this for a very long time. It is, gosh, I used to be able to tell you how much it cost, and now I'm not sure. I'm going to say it's about $30. Well worth it. Well worth it. It has 2 settings, one for drying and one for heat embossing. So I'm going to kick it up to 2, and then you want to let it get hot. And then the secret is, as soon as you can see it's starting to melt, when that powder starts to melt, and puffs up kind of, you are done. You want to pull it off. That's why it's important to have good lighting. There we go. It's important to have good lighting when you're embossing. If I would have left that directly on there and kept on, what happens, it just melts into the cardstock. It becomes a mess. But the other tip is you've got to melt it so that it doesn't work if you don't melt it all the way. Like, let's say I had, not hit the word it. What happens is that will flake away because that glue doesn't hold it. It has to be melted for it to stick and for it to stay. All right, now we're going to bring in some dimensionals. I'm going to choose 3. I am so sad that my comments are frozen. It takes kind of some of the fun out of it, but I'll catch up with all of you. All right, there, this is going to go down on the bottom, and I'm going to center it, and then I'm very excited. In our mini catalog, we have snowflakes. These are white loose snowflakes, and they're adorable. You can see, there you can see on this card, see them? So all I have to do is I'm going to bring in my glue, my precision glue press, and I'm going to, well, there's a little, there we go. I'm going to put 2 on this side, try that because I didn't quite get that in the center. It's kind of make me a little crazy, but whoever I send this to will love it. And then I'm going to carefully open these. Dun, 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 dun. Do you see? I don't think they're even, like usually I could say, oh, there are 300s. No, there's not. I noticed tonight it was, the measurement is by the weight, so it doesn't give us like an exact amount of snowflakes, but these would be so cute for shaker cards. So all I have to do for this is I'm going to take your pick tool. Oop, it grabbed onto 2. Well, there we go. And I'm going to put, let's see, we'll put 1 right here. So they are easy to work with. I kind of was a little nervous, but look how nicely the take your pick tool is working with it. And there's teeny tiny little ones. Let's see. Now that I'm wanting one. Oh, there's one. Oh, there's a whole little cluster. Look at that. This will not work, Kim. Let's see. There we go. There's a tinier one. There we go. Dun, 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 dun. All right. There's our card, and it interlocks, like you can see this piece right here, kind of pop it down. It is kind of a puffy card, but I think a regular stamp, but there again, I talked about this last week, if you have special cards that you've taken a lot of time to make, and then you're worried that they're not going to end up in your friend or family member's hands, add that extra stamp. It's worth it. But I think 1 stamp would do it. So then this opens like this. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Now I want to show you, for those of you who are still watching, first I want to show you this part. Sometimes when we have our DSP and we think, I want to just order packs and packs of it. And then I'm like, oh, that's silly, because in the stamp set, there's my snowman if I wanted to make more. So what I decided to do, I wanted to show all of you, this is what it looks like if you run out of the DSP and you just want to use the stamps. So I think I showed you, there's my little mask. I stamped him, I put the mask over him, and then I used a blending brush to blend that very light pool party in there. And then maybe right here you can see, this is true confessions, I didn't get my hat close enough to him. So I just took my basic black marker and kind of filled it in. And then these, that's a little stamp right there, the little snow spots. These are the trees that I stamped. So see, after my DSP is all gone, I can still stamp and make this card. Now this is me playing. I also today, because when I get excited and I make cards, look at, I couldn't stop myself. So this is with the little penguin, that's DSP. This Peace and Joy, that is from Peaceful Season. There you can see those cute little snowflakes again. This is the, so what did I call it? Snowy Days. This is also that DSP. There's the candy canes. And then one sweet little candy cane up in the corner. So once I start, like, it's hard for me to stop. Once I get the measurements and I get all of that down in my head, I love making more and more. So I'm going to use this not just for when this pattern, this fun fold. I think it's going to be fun to try different bundles, stamp sets that I have to make interlocking cards. Or it's called the Interlocking Circle card. So there you go. Those are two cards, the Interlocking Circle card. Let me flip this around. All right. Thank you, everyone. I am going to have to catch up with all the comments that you left on the live. If you're watching the replay, please say hello and let me know that you watched, or if you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment too, because I love to know where everyone's watching from. I want to remind all of you, I have this huge stamp sale that's coming up on Saturday, September 21st, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is at Zion Lutheran Church, which also has a delightful coffee shop called Higher Grounds. Our address is 12075 Dorset Road. If you love a bargain and you want to get stamp supplies, stamp sets, scrapbook paper, embellishment, one of our girls is making handmade items with Stampin' Up supplies that you're going to love. We have 18 tables filled with deeply discounted stamp supplies, and it's stamp and craft supplies, but mainly it is Stampin' Up. So I hope you please tell your friends, please share the flyer that I had on our Facebook page, Stamping with Kim Dent. That will help me out greatly, and I would greatly appreciate it. So, oh, one more thing. This week is a big week for Rick and I. On Thursday, it is our 43rd wedding anniversary, and I'm getting choked up. Doesn't seem like it's been that long. So, this Saturday is his birthday. So we got married on the 5th. And his birthday is on Saturday the 7th. Next Sunday, we will be celebrating both occasions, but mainly his birthday. So I will not have a Facebook Live next Sunday, and I will try to maybe pop in and let you know what's going on with Stampin' Up, and certainly the mini catalog. I'll be sharing some cards from the mini catalog that I've made, but I will not be doing a live next Sunday. So I wanted you all to know that. So big week. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful week. Thanks for staying and watching and tuning in tonight. I appreciate all of you. God's blessings. Bye-bye.